Hey, my name is David, and today I'll be showcasing the custom air compressor monitoring tool I developed for Microswiss. Let's get into it. Now, as we enter the compressor room, we see our three main components. We see our Atlas Copco compressor on the left-hand side. We see our Linux machine here in the center, and then we see our Ingersoll Rand compressor here on the right side. Now, let's start with the brains of the operation, our Linux machine. On this machine, we're running our main app to collect the data, an MQTT server to relay the data, and then a VNC server to debug and edit the main program. Now let's take a closer look and see all of our connections. Our first connection on the left is our USB switch. We use this switch to simulate a click on the Atlas Copco's physical screen to remotely power it off. Our second connection is a USB to serial interface used to communicate with the Ingersoll Rand compressor via Modbus protocol. Our third connection here is our Ethernet cable used to access our server hosted within the Atlas Copco. Now if we open up the Atlas compressor, we can see our main Ethernet cable where we're actually receiving all of the data, and then we can see our secondary bypass cable where we're sending that remote off signal. Now if we open up the Ingersoll Rand compressor here, we can see our main cable that we ran down to the serial port. And then here we can see the actual cable where we're reading those Modbus registers and then occasionally writing to them. Now let's take a look at the iOS app I developed for Microswiss. They wanted a custom app solution to be able to remotely monitor and disable the compressors. Here we have the app. Let's do a quick rundown. We have our settings view, we have the Atlas Copco view, we have the Ingersoll view, and then the historical data view. Now if we connect to our MQTT server, we can take a look at some of the information we have here. We have the load, the current pressure, and a few other variables like temperature and RPM. We also have our historical data view with average load of the last 24 hours, the last hour, and then if we turn this sideways, we can also get a more detailed view of the last 24 hours. Now, an important feature was the ability to stop it remotely in case of an emergency or a warning. Let's take a look at that in action. As we hold our off button, we can see the Atlas Copco being remotely shut down. Now, if we remember our bypass cable from earlier, our app is activating our switch on our Linux machine and simulating that click of the physical button. Now, if we come up to our Ingersoll Rand, we'll see some pretty similar results. Let's just take a closer look, and let's see if we hold the stop button for just a few seconds, we can see the load dropping all the way to 0 along with the RPM. Now, another important feature was the remote notification system. Let's see what happens when we push in the emergency stop. First, let's shut it down safely. And then let's push in the emergency stop button. And pretty quickly, we can see our notification pop up. We also implemented a few other notifications in case of any emergencies or warning lights that had popped up.